Hi, how are you? Today we will learn about essay question. So for our lesson today, it is about drill revision for biology STPM examination soon. Okay, so what is the question? Okay, with the aid of diagrams, describe two classes of lipids. Okay, for this question, given marks there are 12 marks. So as you know that in the previous lesson, we already learned about lipids. There are three classes of lipids, which are simple lipids, compound lipids, and derived lipids. So simple lipids, example as fats and oils, wax. For the compound lipids, example is phospholipids. Okay, actually for the compound lipids, there are also glycolipid, sphingolipid, and lipoprotein. But our main syllabus are phospholipid from the compound in the class of compound lipids. And then we also got another class which is derived lipids. So derived lipids such as steroids. Besides steroids, it's also glycerol and fatty acid. Okay, so you know that given marks 12 marks, so you just need to describe two classes of lipids. So I suggest you do describe the simple one. It is a simple lipids, fats, and oils. Okay. So the example is a triglyceride. So let's look at here. The question asks you to draw the diagram. Okay, so you need to draw the diagram. So for the diagram, here is the triglyceride diagram. Okay, and with the label as the bond here between carbon atom molecule and oxygen atom molecule from the fatty acid. All right, so triglyceride, okay, because you draw triglyceride is a simple lipid. So triglyceride is a molecule made up of one glycerol and three fatty acids. Esterification occurs between molecules to form ester bonds and three water molecules. So between what? Between fatty acids and glycerol molecules. Okay, then fatty acids can be either saturated or unsaturated. So here, either saturated or unsaturated, it's okay. As long as you can remember the diagram, the structures. Okay, then molecule is hydrophobic, of course, and suitable as energy storage in adipose tissues. So draw a diagram, you will obtain 1 mark. You need to label all the diagram. Okay, every single diagram that you draw in your answer sheet, you need to label. So for the label as the bond, and for the class category of lipids, triglyceride. So you obtain 3 marks already from here. Okay, you need to achieve 6 marks, right? Because 2 classes of lipids. So every lipid example, okay, you will obtain 6 marks. Now, okay, the explanation of the triglyceride made up of 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids, another marks. Esterification occurs to form ester bonds, another mark. And fatty acids either saturated or unsaturated. Okay, another marks there. And molecule is hydrophobic. Okay, because this is characteristics of triglyceride, suitable as energy storage in adipose tissues. Okay, so actually you can get easily the marks easily from these questions, because you just need to describe, all right, any lipids from that three classes of lipids. You will obtain 6 marks. Actually, it is more than 6 marks, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and another one here. Fatty acid can be either saturated or unsaturated 8, sorry. But maximum only 6 marks will given for one class of lipids. Okay, so let's look at another example. Okay, then phospholipid. It is derived from the another class of lipids, compound lipids. Phospholipid is a compound lipid. So in our syllabus, we focus on phospholipid, right? Okay, so phospholipid, you draw the diagram of phospholipid first with the label. Actually, X is ester bond. Phospholipid molecule made up of one glycerol, two nonpolar fatty acid, okay, as a tails, one phosphate, all right, one phosphate and choline. We call this as a phosphoglycerate head, all right, 1, 2. Okay, then phosphoglycerate head is a hydrophilic. Esterification occurs, right? Esterification occurs between molecules to form ester bonds and 3 water molecules. Molecule has a hydrophilic head, polar one, and a hydrophobic tail. All right, 2 hydrophobic tails. Molecule is amphipathic and as major component of cell membrane to gives its fluidity. So if you draw a diagram, you obtain 1 mark. Label the diagram here, X is an ester bond. And name of the title of your diagram, phospholipid. Explanation of phospholipid molecule made of one glycerol. Esterification, another mark. And this explanation, molecule has a hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail, amphipathic as a major component of cell membrane to give its fluidity. Okay, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, from 8 marks, you can obtain maximum only 6 marks. Sorry. So total overall marks for this essay part A is 12 marks. Okay, as I mentioned about lipids. Okay, another example from a third class of lipids is derivative lipids is a steroid. Okay, steroid or cholesterol. The structure has a 4 ring hydrocarbon structures. Side chains differentiate between different types of steroids. So this 4 ring is compulsory, but side chains is differ. Okay, less soluble in water or more soluble in non-polar solvents. In organisms, actually, steroid soluble in non-polar solvents, less soluble in water or insoluble in water. Okay, molecule is amphipathic, as a component in cell membrane to regulate the fluidity, or as precursor for steroid hormone, bile, salts, vitamin D. Okay, so we got steroid hormone in male and female, right? So the steroid or cholesterol as a component in cell membrane for sure, and precursor for steroid hormone. Okay, so for the diagram, you able to get 1 mark. The name of the diagram, steroid or cholesterol. Okay, maybe you can label here side chains of steroids or side chains of cholesterol here. Okay, so you will obtain 100 marks. Less soluble, okay, the structure, and then the explanation of the cholesterol, characteristic, less soluble in water or more soluble in nonpolar, as a component in cell membrane, the function. So usually you will obtain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but also the maximum is 6 marks. Okay, you don't need to explain everything. Give the answer. Give the answers of all types of lipids. You just choose two because the question asks you describe two classification of lipids. Okay. So more about lipids. Actually, in the classroom, actually you probably associate lipids with fats, waxes, oils, steroids, and phospholipids, right? And then from your answer, previously you just choose two, just describe two, okay? But teacher will give you three example of answers, right? So let's say you answer fats and steroids, or others answers fats and phospholipids, or vice versa, right? Okay, then their characteristics of lipids. Remember this, lipids are macromolecules made up of long hydrocarbon chains, thus named because they are made up exclusively of hydrogen and carbon. Actually, there's a lot more to lipid as soaps and detergents too. Okay, this another example of lipids we will discuss in our class, all right? Because I already prepare you a module, and that module contain this question. Okay, now B. Okay, SAB 3 marks only because previously 12 marks. So this now another marks is left only 3 marks. Okay, so actually this question's quite good. You can choose this question because you need to choose two from the three essays given, right? So please choose this question because there were a lot of points, answer points, but the maximum is 6 marks. So let's say you miss out another point, so you will get another point, right? You get my tips or not? I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, now distinguish a bacterial chromosome from a eukaryotic chromosome. It is 3 marks. Right, okay. So you need to compare between DNA of bacteria and eukaryote. So, but do not do in the table form. You need to write back in the essay form. And the keyword is a while. Okay, keyword is a while. So you need to write bacteria has a circular DNA while eukaryote has a linear DNA. Okay, then bacteria has a naked DNA while eukaryote DNA with protein histone. Then bacteria live freely in nucleate region in cytoplasm, and there is no nucleus while eukaryote contain in nucleus. While DNA of eukaryote contain in nucleus. Here, DNA, bacteria DNA live freely in nucleate region in cytoplasm. There is no nucleus. While eukaryote DNA contain in nucleus. Bacteria DNA contain one chromosome only, while eukaryote DNA contains several chromosomes. Okay, then the last one, bacteria DNA has a shorter DNA or smaller DNA, while eukaryote has a bigger DNA or longer DNA. Okay, so any 3 points given by you, okay, from this 5 comparison, you will obtain maximum 3 marks. Okay, just easy one, right? This question quite easy to answer. So be wise to choose the question, especially AC question in the examination. Okay, selamat menjawab guys. Okay, that's all. Okay, I will end the video now. Okay, bye.